you ready? This video is going to go over serving. We're going to demo everything with a right-handed athlete, knowing that the opposite is for the lefties. So a right-handed athlete is going to prepare, and this step is really important. We have to remind our athletes every time to do this. We want this to be consistent. So they're going to prepare with the ball in their left hand. So we're going to have Emma give us an imaginary ball, and their right arm is going to probably start holding the ball and then can pull back and freeze. And so when she does this, she turned her body automatically to the side. And so we want to make sure that their hips can be a little bit on an angle or they can be forward. We're not super particular about this, but we do want their left foot forward and their right foot back. And so we want them to be comfortable, but they want their weight on their back foot because we're going to do a weight transfer. So before we talk about that part, we're going to talk about the cues that we give them. So this is their preparation. If you see an athlete forgetting to do this, remind them before every rep you need to do your preparation. And then from there, we just say that we're going to lift the ball in the air, we're going to step with our front foot, that's the weight transfer, and then we're going to hit. So we keep our cues really simple. We do our preparation, and then lift, step, hit. So if Emma shows us her preparation again, when she goes to swing, after she lifts the ball in the air, we'll talk about that in a second, the first thing that's going to move is her shoulder, the next her elbow, the next her wrist. She's going to make contact with the ball with an almost fully extended arm. And for our younger athletes or our athletes that might be a little bit shorter, we want to make sure that their hand is strong and firm on contact and facing up. Especially as we're teaching the athletes to serve over the net. This is going to tell the ball to go up and over. As you get a more advanced athlete, you can have them have a hand straight up, and that's going to drive the ball flatter over the net. But we want to start with hand back so the ball goes up and then move them to more of a forward hand. When we tell them about contact with the ball, it's going to be a firm hand contact like a high five, like if you're going to go high five someone and freeze. And we're going to look at the ball and we're going to aim to hit on the middle to just underneath it. Again, that's going to help put the ball in the air. So, preparation, and then lift, step, and then swing. This step has got to be a good weight transfer for the athletes because right now this is where they're getting power from their lower body, and as they swing, they're going to get power from their arm and their torso turning into it. So all that's going to help your athletes get the ball, power the ball over the net. When we talk about the toss, we want our arm to be extended out, and we call it a lift because we don't want to think about the athletes throwing the ball really high. The ball just needs to be high enough in the air that when they step and make contact, their arm is almost straight. So they only need to toss the ball a little bit higher than where their arm can already reach because they're going to move pretty quickly after they toss it. When they lift the ball in the air, we also want it in front of them so they can step into it, and slightly more in front of their hitting shoulder versus their non-hitting shoulder. So for this athlete, she's going to just drop the ball here a little bit, lift it on the air, and we're just going to watch it drop. Right, so you can watch it drop now. So the ball just goes up and then drops, and as she moves, you can see that it would have been in front of her right shoulder. So it's really important that this toss is not super high. We call it a lift on purpose. And so we have the athlete prepare, and then lift, step, hit, a good weight transfer, and then a reach up to the ball and freeze. And then that's our float serve.